Hey everyone, it's Joy here, and I am so excited to share with you how to make 4 really quick and easy cards using some really fun products. I am going to be using the Heart to Heart stamp and coordinating die, the Mini to Mighty Valentine's stamp and coordinating die, and then the Happy Half Sheets Volume 3. This is going to make making a few cards at one time really quick. So it's mapped out. It has color choices that you can use, but you don't have to. And then it's mapped out to take a half sheet of cardstock and cut all of these different ways. Like this one has 4 cards that you can make, and it shows you the measurements and everything on how to cut this to get fun, interesting layouts for cards. And it's really quick and simple with 1/2 sheet of cardstock. So I'm going to be doing this one here. And I'm using that color combination. So I'm going to be making mini slimline cards. Then you have this one here. So fun. I love that they're laminated. Okay, so first off, let's create our patterned paper, you guys. So I am going to be using the Heart to Heart stamp set. And I'm just using an acrylic block because to me, this is much quicker. So I'm starting with Cherry Pop ink. Again, I'm using all the inks that were on that little half sheet map, and I'll be bringing that back in camera here in just a little bit. But first, let's just get our background made. I am using sugar cube cardstock and just inking this up. So the colors that I'm going to be using are dried fig, dragon fruit, pumpkin, cherry pop, peaches and cream, and latte. I love it. Okay, so let's bring in peaches and cream. You can see there's tons of hearts on the Heart to Heart stamp set. It has a cute little key. It has a heart that has a little keyhole in it. Just fun, different shapes of hearts, open, closed hearts, some with lace, some not, some with, other designs in them. And I just think what a fun little stamp set. And I had so much fun making this patterned paper. Let's bring in dragon fruit. And I'm just putting things places. Where I feel like it needs a spot, I'm going to put it there. And if you've noticed, I'm working from like the largest to the smallest hearts. And usually that makes the most sense because you want your bigger pieces in there and then you can fit in your little tiny pieces. Then we have pumpkin, and at first I thought it was a little weird with the color combination, but in little doses, it's totally perfect. So I am loving it. I think this is turning out so cute. If you have a bunch of cards to make, you could just take, a couple hours and just make a bunch of backgrounds. And then maybe the next day you can get them all cut up. And this is one of the more simple ones that I chose to do. But I really liked them, and I do love a mini slimline card. And so, but you could just really get a ton of cards done. Think about doing this with little Christmas images. You could get a ton of Christmas cards done really, really easy with minimal effort. Okay, I'm going to bring in these little cluster of hearts, and I'm going to use the cherry pop one more time. And I'm just going to have them touch that little opened heart that we use the peaches and cream on, and I love that. Okay, now I'm going to stamp some other images because I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut these out. I do want a couple of keys. I stamped those with the Latte ink. And then I'm going to stamp a few of the hearts so I can use that as, that kind of goes along with my sentiments. It's going to kind of cluster around my sentiments when I put these cards together, because even on the map it shows you where you can put your sentiments. Now, of course, you can change that up and you can do however you want it. You can put your sentiment anywhere you want it, but this is really a good base, especially if you're someone that has a harder time with layouts and or a harder time with color combinations. This is really fantastic. And you could take any of those layouts and change any of the color combinations to any of the layouts. So, okay, let me get a couple more hearts here. And like I said, I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut those out. Then I'm using the Mini to Mighty Valentine's Day stamp. Now it's 3 sentiments in 3 different sizes, which I think is really cool. So I needed 4. I'm using the smallest one says sending hugs. Then I have medium, like 2 medium-sized or medium and a large in the Love You Lots and a large one in the Happy Valentine's Day. I am using Latte ink and I am using the Cherry Pop ink to ink those up. And then I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut these out. So let me do the Latte ink here really quick. How cute is that? Now, on the map, it shows all the backgrounds are with Latte cardstock. I didn't have enough, so I ended up bringing in the dragon fruit cardstock for 2 of the backgrounds. But it also shows that you can change that up too. If you're someone who, you know, likes a little bit of the latte, you don't want a dark brown like that, then you could choose any other color. Okay, let's get to cutting. This is so super simple. So here's your little map on the back. I'm going to start here on the right hand side, and it shows 3 inches for the top and bottom for layout 3 and 4. So I'm just going to cut 3 inches. So that fits that side. So there's the 3 inches, and the other piece, of course, is going to fit the other side. Then we can work on cutting this where it needs to go. So the number 4 is 2 inches up and then a 1/2 inch. So I need 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut that at 2.5 inches. The other piece will be 3 inches by 3 inches. Perfect. So that's 2 layouts. So I'm going to put that there, and then I can take that bottom piece and I can cut the other 1/2 inch off. So I'm going to do that really quick. And now we have 2 of our 4 layouts. Let me take that other larger piece, and we are going to cut at, the bottom piece says 2.5 inches. I'm just deciding really because it's the same which way I want to cut it. And the top piece is 3 inches tall and the bottom piece is 2.5. So I'm going to cut 2.5. And then that's done. So like I said, this one's a more simpler one. There's way more complicated ones, complicated in a good way. Like there's a lot to it. I'm going to speed this up really quick while we're putting this together. So I'm just following the map on how this goes. So again, the map shows all of the card bases are made from Latte cardstock. I just did not have enough. I need to order some more. So I'm going to lay this down. So I traded those out for dragon fruit, but you could do any color you want. Here's this one. I'm going to have a little piece in the middle. And then let's get our backgrounds together. So I have sentiments popped up with foam sticky strips, and then I'm going to tuck some hearts underneath and on top. There's one layout. And then these will be on mini slimline card bases, 3.5 by 6 inches. Here's that cute little heart with the key. I love that. Let's place this one, Love You Lots. That heart with the key, and then the other little heart I'm going to adhere there. Just kind of, again, clustered around the sentiments. And then our last one, I've got 2 different pink hearts that I'm going to adhere down, and then the Love You Lots sentiment. And then I'm going to finish off with the Bits and Pieces Valentine foil drops. There's little foil pieces. There's red and clear and pink, but there's little gold foil pieces inside, you guys, and it's so pretty. Okay, let's take a look at these up close. This has some of those little pink Valentine foil drip bits and pieces. This one has red. Look at these fun layouts, you guys. Oh my gosh, cute. And how quick was this? We have some clear bits and pieces and then some more red. I love this. This was so fun and so easy to make. Thank you for stopping by and watching. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.